Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Kazai, so good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Beverly? So good to see you. Good morning to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Peace. Fantabulous. I see you. What's up, Maywood? So good to see you. Rika's in the building. What's up, beloved? The perfect one. I see you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on? What's the latest and the greatest? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Got my Tara in the building. All is well. All is well. T Benz, what's up, my brother? Happy Monday. Famous, I see you. Good morning. Good morning to you all. Do me a favor, real quick. You guys share the live to your stories. That part right there, T Benz. Happy birthday energy. I love that. Do me a favor, real quick, you guys, and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. What's up, Tam? You got my lighter. I see you. What's up, beloved? Again, do me a favor real quick if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Let's get the lights up so that we can get the medicine out. Sefe, what's up, my brother? Kev, I see you. Sefe, what's going on, family? Better than before. I see you, beloved. Noez is in the building. What's up, Queen? Queen, you asked me a question the other day. You asked the question and I missed it, beloved, and I apologize. I want to say you asked a question about whether or not a person who is self-aware can be in a relationship with someone who is not. Let me know if that was your question. Sandy's in the building. Okay, that was a question. Got you. Got you. What's up, Jazz? Peace and love. Honey man, I see you. Let me see where you guys are from a self-awareness perspective. Can someone who is self-aware be in a relationship with someone who is not at the time? Durango, I see you, beloved. I got one no. Miss Tia, what's up, beloved? April, I see you. So good to see you, April. Jazz says no. Durango, no. Kev says no. Honeyman says, of course they can. T Ben says yes. What's your yes? If your answer is yes, why yes? And if your answer is no, why no? Give me some depth here. If your answer is yes, why yes? And if your answer is no, why no? Matara says mentally no. Somebody said you can be in a relationship, but you won't thrive. But the relationship won't thrive. Excuse me. The question was, can you? What's up, Chantel? So good to see you, beloved KB. I see you. The question was, what's up, Miss J? Again, you guys, do me a favor, share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. The question is, can a person who is self-aware be in a relationship with someone who is not? That is the question from one of my students who goes hard in the paint. And I missed that. That just shows you guys that I read everything you guys say. I read all 3,000 to 5,000 comments after the live every day. So I see the questions that I missed, but because she is one of my students and she is a part of the family, part of the team, I'm always make sure that I answer. My students are the priority in my life, period, point blank, period. And then put 1,000 more periods behind that one. They are the priority of my life. Bottom line. Bottom line. Bottom line. Bottom line. And then you can put 1,000 more bottom lines behind that one. Mia, you said you're one of my students. Okay, I see you, beloved. Okay. I wonder if you see it right now. There's something right. Let me put some beauty in your life. Is when you started this journey to become self-aware out of his life, has he taken his hands off of your life in any capacity? You are an extension of him. When it comes to him, that can only mean that the answer has to be yes when it comes to you. How can his yes be yes and yours be no? So freeze that thought. Let me tell you how it works. If you come in contact with someone, you see what I'm saying, Queen? You see what I'm saying? Now here's the caveat. If you come in contact with someone and that person has a burning desire to become something greater than they were at the time that you met that person, then the relationship makes sense. So you may be self-aware, and at the time they may not be self-aware, but they have a desire to become self-aware. And let me tell you why God put that person in your life. He put that person in your life because he knew that you would coach them, that you would teach them, that you would help them to grow, that you would help them to evolve, and eventually they'll be where you are. Now, they may not come in. And even when you meet someone else that's self-aware, somewhere down the line, you guys won't be on the same level. Someone always is going to be more advanced than the other person. It's rare that you meet two people that are on the exact same level in life. It's one of the rarest things ever. You might find a diamond on the ground before you find two people that are equally yoked in a relationship. And so when you meet that person, if that person has a burning desire to become self-aware, to become emotionally intelligent, but maybe they just didn't know where to go, and then they came in contact with you. Let me tell you why they came in contact with you. They came in contact with you because they were vibrating on a similar frequency than you, because they were looking for it. See, it's different if a person's not looking. Because if a person's not looking, they're going to hinder your progress. They're going to hinder your growth. They're going to hinder all of those things. But if that person is really looking, they really have a desire. They're not playing games. They're not wearing a mask. They're going to take it serious. Then that relationship becomes something beautiful. It becomes transformative. Let me tell you why it becomes transformative. Because both parties benefit immensely from the relationship. Let me tell you how. Because you're teaching them about self-awareness and self-mastery and emotional intelligence. You're teaching them. But they're also teaching you. The student and the teacher creates the experience. So they're helping you to refine your skills. They're helping you to define your delivery. They're helping you to refine certain things because you need that. Think about a karate teacher or a martial arts instructor. Yeah, they have a wealth of knowledge, but if they don't have someone to teach, then that knowledge lays dormant in their mind. So they need someone to be able to teach and pour into, because that's what makes the master a better master. So when you look at that relationship from that perspective, you need somebody to be able to teach, because you don't know it if you can't teach somebody yourself. So the relationship becomes synergistic, not just because they benefit from you, but you benefit from being able to teach other people. So the relationship becomes beautiful, right? Because some of you guys are walking around, you got all this medicine in your mind, you know, but you're not teaching anybody. You're not sharing it with anybody. You're like the martial arts instructor with no students. It's all these people that try to learn, but you're walking around, you're not saying anything because fear is in control of you. You're scared to go live. You're scared to shoot content. You're scared to say anything. So you're not really self-aware because as long as fear is holding the steering wheel to your decision makers, you're not self-aware. You don't become self-aware until you don't care about what other people are going to think about you, what they're going to have to say about you. You just don't care. Red, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Yeah, see, when you're afraid to go live still, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking anyone for being afraid. I'm just saying if fear is there, that means that you still haven't mastered yourself because you don't really understand what the fear is why it's there. You don't understand why it's there. That part right there, Divine, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Yeah, you don't understand the fear. You don't have a healthy relationship with fear, right? Which also means that you're not awakened yet, which means that you still got a lot of work to do. Application is everything, you guys. You guys know I tell you guys, application, I don't care how much you guys learn. Some of you guys are learning all of this information, but you're not applying it. I'm gonna just be honest with you. You're just not applying it. Yeah, you're absorbing it, but you're not applying it. And some of you guys, you show up to the live because you like being a part of the experience and you like being a part of the community. You get pumped up and motivated, but then you go back to just being who you were once you step outside this live. I'm just being honest with you. Because information alone doesn't change your life. The application of the information does. And if you're not applying the information, your life is not changing. Yeah, you're more knowledgeable. Yeah, you sound good. Yeah, you can write some cute little quotes and texts and different things like that. You might impress a few of your little friends, but you're not really, you haven't transformed as of yet. You haven't transformed until you don't give a damn about what other people think about you. Because as long as you care about what other people think, that means that fear is still in control of you. I don't care. I don't care. I literally don't care. The mission that God has me on is too important. I don't care. Because you got to ask yourself, whose opinion weighs the most in your life? God's opinion or these people? Whose opinion is carrying all this weight? Because somebody's opinion got you pausing. Somebody's opinion got you hesitating. Somebody's opinion got you afraid. You afraid of somebody's opinion, but you're not worried about the opinion that God has about you right now. You ain't worried about his opinion at all. You're not worried about what he's thinking. That don't bother you at all. It bothers you what these other people think, but it doesn't bother you what he's thinking right now. That don't bother you. Not at all. Not a little bit. That don't bother you. You worried about what all these regular common people are thinking about, but you're not worried about the one that created you is thinking right now because you haven't stepped into your purpose because you're afraid of what they think. That's what you're telling me with a straight face? I'm more worried about letting God down than I ever could these people. That's the only thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about letting him down. I'm worried about not living up to the potential that he sees in me. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about what somebody else is thinking. I'm worried about whether or not I'm living up to the potential that he sees in me. And that should be your dominating thought. The moment your feet hit the floor, that should be the first thing you think about. Am I living up to the potential that he sees in me? Period. Am I living beneath it? Or am I exceeding? Am I meeting it? Where am I at here? Not what do they think and what are they going to say and all this other stuff like that. You focus on the wrong stuff. Nitro, so good to see you. So good to see you, family. I'm telling you, you're worried about the wrong thing. The opinion is your an opinion meter need to be readjusted. Instead of you going to the chiropractor trying to get your back readjusted, get your opinion meter readjusted. I'm telling you, we carry in the wrong opinions in our mind. And that opinion of what other people think and what they're going to say is carrying so much weight, but you're not worried about what God is thinking. He's sitting here like, all right, let's get busy getting busy. We got a lot of mountains to climb. We got no time to waste today. We got mountains to climb. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, share the live to your stories. Queen, I hope I answered your question with respect to that. Again, the short answer to her question, whether or not you can be in a relationship with someone, who is not self-aware and you are, the short answer to that question is yes, only if that person has a burning desire, right, to become self-aware. If they have a burning desire to become self-aware, then God placed that person in your life for a reason, because he knew you would teach them, right? And that's what's going to make that relationship even more powerful. I can make the argument that relationship has the potential to be more powerful than the relationship of two people that were already self-aware meeting, because that person is going to have a level of loyalty to you. That person is going to be so committed to you. That person is going to see you as the person that turned their lights on and transformed their life. The relationship becomes divine and it becomes spiritual. If two people that are already self-aware meet, okay, that's just a great thing. But if you were already self-aware and you meet someone, because this person could be your future husband, could be your future wife, but maybe they lack the self-awareness, but their character is intact, their spirit is intact, their heart is intact, right? Again, God doesn't measure you by the size of your achievements. He measures you by the size of your heart. Does your heart carry his reflection, or does your heart carry the world's? Does your heart carry his reflection, or does your heart carry your egos? That's what's important. So that person that you meet may have a golden heart, but they don't have you didn't have it at some point in time. You wouldn't have wanted somebody to shut you out. So, you look at it one more time. Can you include the excluded? Can you include the excluded? Can you include the excluded? That's what's important. Now, if you meet this person and this person has no desire, they want to, they operate out of their programming condition, they're operating from their ego personality, they have no desire to change, then that's also working in your favor. Because you're going to meet so many people. What God is going to see in that moment is, are you going to I'm going to tell you what he's going to do. He going to send the most beautiful person. That's what he going to test you the most. He going to send somebody to you that's going to be so beautiful. They're going to check every single box. But listen to what I'm telling you. You better listen to what I'm telling you. God is going to test you. He is going to send you. That person may be in your DMs. That person you may meet at the Starbucks. You're going to meet that person. And I'm talking about they're going to be drop dead gorgeous. They're going to check every single box except for two. There won't be any self-awareness. There won't be any emotional intelligence. And they ain't going to have no desire to change. But they're everything you want in a partner. And what he's going to see is if you sacrifice your purpose to chase your desires, if you sacrifice your purpose to chase your needs, if you sacrifice your purpose to chase your wants, that's what he's checking you for. And in that moment, what you are signaling to him is that this person is more important than your purpose. So he's going to let you keep the person, but you're going to lose yourself. Yeah, he's going to let you keep the person, but you're going to lose yourself. You're going to keep the person, but you're going to sacrifice your purpose. You're going to keep the person, but you just sacrifice your destiny. But he's going to let you have the person. And I'm going to tell you what's worse. All of that beauty, and, oh, they body so banging, and All of these things, you're going to grow accustomed to that. You're going to get bored with all of that. All of the reasons that made you to pursue that person, you're going to get bored with it. You're going to become desensitized to their beauty. You're going to become desensitized to their body. You're going to become desensitized to all these amazing things that you think they have. You're going to become desensitized to all of that. And you're going to be right back where you were. That's why relationships fall apart, because the self-awareness isn't there. The emotional intelligence isn't there. The self-mastery isn't there. None of everything that keeps the relationship intact is missing. Yeah, you got all the superficial stuff, you got all the surface level stuff, but what keeps that relationship intact? You don't have. So the relationship is going to fall apart. You're going to go right back to God, begging him to get you out of the very relationship you prayed to get in. All right, real quick, you guys, before we start deep diving. Yeah, Queen, you got it. So I appreciate that question, Queen. That was a beautiful question, beloved. Beautiful, beautiful question, because a lot of people needed to hear that. That was a beautiful, beautiful question. Great, great, great question. Real quick, you guys, again, do me a favor and share the live to your stories. Angie, thank you, beloved. Thank you so much, Angie, for always going hard. Again, share the live to your stories before we got we can ready hit we going to the bottom of the ocean. I'm talking about, I'm telling you now. So if you can't swim, you need to call a life coach, lifeguard, or somebody with life in their title. I'm telling you right now. Essence, I appreciate that, beloved. Thank you. Destiny, what's up, beloved? So good to see. I'm telling you right now, if we going to the bottom of the ocean today, if you cannot swim, I'm telling you right now, you need to call a lifeguard. Cash app them some money so they can teach you how to swim real quick. We going hard today. Oh, we going beast mode today. We going beast mode today. I'm talking about we get ready to disrespect this whole platform. Yeah. We going to disrespect this whole platform. All of it. Ain't gonna be no TikTok when we finish today. We finna shut this down. You said you got your Prashant, you got I got my life jacket go. Yeah, but we hit that, buckle that last button at the bottom. You missed the button. Hit that last one. Turn the heads. What's up, beloved? That's my rider right there. Yeah. What's up, Stunner? You get that last button at the bottom, you missed one. You missed one. Here we go. Type me in the comments real quick if this is your very first time. I don't want to miss anybody. Welcome to all the first time and last time listeners. God's girl, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Type me, coaches in the building. Type me in the comments real quick if this is your very first time on the live with me. First time, Tita, I see you. So Presley, I see you, family. Awesome. First time, a lot of first timers. First time. Got it. Okay, real quick. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, in self-mastery, relationship mastery, emotional intelligence, consciousness. I specialize in helping my students and clients all over the world to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness: How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is available on Amazon. It is a bestseller. It is a game changer. Literally, the book is a game changer, especially when you have access to the person that wrote the book, right? That really changes the game. Most people, when you go out, to a Barnes and Noble, or you go online and you purchase a book, you don't have access to the author. Think about what I'm saying to you. You don't have access to the author. Every single one of my students has access to me. So there's no misunderstanding. And I can make the argument that's the problem with the Bible. The problem with the Bible is not the Bible itself. The problem with the Bible is everyone's interpretation of it. Because you ain't got access to the author. The authors are gone. So you don't know what they meant. You listening to what somebody else said about what they thought they meant. And what you don't understand is that when we listen through our programming and conditioning. No two people hear the same thing. Every single person is listening from their programming and conditioning. We listen from our pain. We listen from our wounds. We listen from our triggers. You can't allow someone else's interpretation to be yours, because that person is hearing through a totally different filter than you. We listen through our belief systems. We listen from our assumptions. We listen based upon our prejudices. We listen through all kinds of filters. That's why I write about that in the book. The most important person in a conversation is not the speaker. The most important person in the conversation is you. Yeah, the speaker is important, but they're not nearly as important as you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when the speaker is speaking, you're being triggered in that moment. You got all these thoughts going on. You're rejecting some of what they're saying. You're listening to confirm what you already believe to be true. And if you don't hear something that you believe to be true, you'll shut it down. Because we see the world through our beliefs, not through facts. We see the world through our opinions, not through truth. We see the world through our assumptions, not through reality. And if you don't understand that, man, you're in trouble. You don't listen to people so that you can respond. You listen to people so that you can understand. And in order for you to understand, I got to set my ego down. In order for you to understand, I got to set my programming and conditioning down. In order for you to understand, I got to set my wounds down. I got to set my pain down. I've got to set my assumptions down, or I won't hear you. That's self-awareness. Understanding what's happening in you and around you at all times. I gotta watch me when you are speaking, because there are things that are coming up from my past. There are things that are coming up from my pain. There are things that are coming up from my assumptions. There are things that are coming up from my yesterdays. All this stuff is happening in me as you speaking. So when you're talking to someone, just understand that's what's happening. There's all kinds of things going on. The person can't hear you oftentimes because they're too busy thinking. And whatever their responses are automatic responses. Automatic. Man, you got to watch you. Listen to the person. Yeah, they are important, but they're not nearly as important. Alana, what's up, beloved? But they're not nearly as important as you. Because if I don't watch me, I won't hear you. Ava, what's up, beloved? See, we've been programmed and conditioned, luxury love, I see. We've been programmed and conditioned to think that the other person is the most important one. So you don't even watch you. Now you're the most important one, because that information has to filter through your beliefs, filter through your prejudices, filter through your programming and conditioning, filter through everything you think you know, filter through your attitudes and how you see the world and your perspectives. Man, by the time that information reaches you, it's 10% of what they said. 10%. I'm going to qualify that for you. I'm going to give it to you in a way I know you can't miss it. Some of you guys have received a text message from somebody, and then you put your interpretation on the text message. Text message got you pissed off now. But how you interpreted the message was not what they were saying at all. Or you sent someone a message and the person never saw it. But in your mind, you think they got it, read it, and are ignoring you at the same time. So you mad. You done created a whole story in your mind that's not even reality. The person didn't see the message. You might have sent it to the wrong person. And then once you get on the phone and you talk to that person, they're like, what are you talking about? They hear you sitting here all mad about something that never happened. That's what I'm saying. It's not reality that hurts you. It's the thoughts that you add to reality that's hurting you. It's not what that person said that hurt you. It was your interpretation of it that hurt you. The person walking out of your life had no power. The thoughts that you added and the meaning you attached to that is what gave it power. You have to understand that. We walk around blaming people for things that they don't have the power to do. Person doesn't have the power to upset you. Person doesn't have the power to make you cry. The person doesn't have the power to make you afraid. All of that comes from your interpretation of reality, not from reality itself. We are masters at attaching our thoughts to reality, and then we get upset when we get the interpretation wrong. I tell you guys this all the time. Your definitions hurt you more than anything else in life, more than any person you've ever called an enemy. Your definitions hurt you more. The way you define life hurts you more than any person you've ever called an enemy. All right, let's get busy getting busy. Let's get into this live, because none of that is about the live. Again, if this is your first time to the platform, if this is your first time to the live, welcome to Lion School. Period. Marion, thank you so much, beloved. If this is your first time ever joining me on a live, welcome to Lion School. You ready to become powerful? You in the right place. You ready to transform your life? You in the right place. You ready to become the greatest version of you? You in the right place. This is Lion School. I don't teach sheep. I don't coach gazelles. If you need me to tiptoe around your feelings, this is not the live stream for you. I'm going to give you what's called universal truth. Universal truth. See, the truth is not hard to accept. People will tell you that. The truth hurts. No, the truth doesn't hurt. What you fail to accept in life is what hurts you. Truth don't have the power to hurt you. Your illusions is what's hurting you. The fantasies is what's hurting you. The stories that you create about how you think things should have turned out is what hurts you, not the truth. You're going to hear people say that all the time. The truth hurts. The truth is pain. No, it doesn't. Your illusions is what hurts. Because your job is to be in alignment with the truth. And anytime that you are out of alignment with the truth, that's where all your pain is coming from. Not from the truth, from you being out of alignment with truth. Everything that's false in your life is what's creating your pain. If you don't remove what's false from your life, then you're going to be in pain. Even if that's some story you keep telling yourself about what you think should have happened. That part right there, honey man, knowing is what's hurting you, not the truth. The truth is like, I just showed up. It's not my fault you rejected me. All right, we got a lot of work to do. Again, do me a favor real quick. You guys share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Do me a favor real quick and share the live to your stories. That part right there, Jazz, radical acceptance is what makes you badass. Period. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. I'm going to do my part. You guys do your part. You guys take care of the likes. I'm going to take care of the message. The combination of the two creates a synergistic experience. We all walk away transformed. That's the whole point of this message. I'm going to leave you better than I found you. I can guarantee you that. That's not arrogance. That's alignment. I'm built for exactly what I do. All right, let's get busy getting busy. Now we get into the live. Put your seatbelts on, let's go. Here's the spiritual medicine. Here's the spiritual medicine. Rebuilding your life means returning to the original blueprint that God designed. I said rebuilding your life means returning to the original blueprint that God designed, not the one that life handed you. God never begins with the beginning. God always begins with the end. God says, I am the beginning and the end. This message right here is so important. This is getting ready to turn your lights on in a way that I'm telling you now. One more time, God never begins with the beginning. I appreciate that, beloved. God always begins with the end. God says, I am the beginning and the end. Before I created you, I knew you. Freeze right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. What he's trying to get you to understand is before I created you, I knew you. Before I created you, I knew you. Here's the most important question in human history. I said, here is the most important question in human history. How can God know someone before they exist? That's the most important question in human history. How can God know someone before they exist? I'm going to tell you how. This is going to change your whole perception of everything. I'm going to tell you how. Because in God's mind, you were already complete. I said in his mind, you were already complete. In other words, you were created in his mind before he created you in the physical form. All your suffering is coming because you think you're not complete. Or maybe you think you're not enough. Or maybe somebody, you looking at yourself through the filter of your past. No, he said, wait a minute, beloved. You already complete. We're not even anywhere near the project being finished. So one more time, you were created in his mind before he created you in the physical form. So your life is not a guess. It's not some experiment. It's not some trial and error. You were born because something was already finished. You were born because you are already complete. You suffer because you are not in alignment with the purpose that's aligned with what he's already completed. That's where the suffering is coming from. All of it, not some of it. All of your suffering is coming because what he's completed, what he's finished, you're out of alignment with that. Your life may not even be moving in the direction of that. That's where your pain is coming from. That's where the pain is coming to let you know. You're moving in the wrong direction, beloved. You're chasing the wrong things. You attached to the wrong people. You're in the wrong rooms. You're in the wrong environment. You're not moving in a way that's in alignment with what he's already completed. That's where all your pain is coming from. And when what God finished becomes what you start, and when what God finishes become what you start, and when what God finishes become what you start, I said what you start. See, that's alignment. Alignment means that I am starting what he's already finished. He already knows the end. He's waiting on you to start. The moment you start, And he already knows the end. Now you in alignment because he knows you on the right track now. Some of you guys might be on the wrong track, but you ride on the wrong train. Yeah, you on the track, but you in the wrong train. That relationship might be the wrong train. How you showing up in your life is the wrong train. You not having a growth mindset is the wrong train. You procrastinating is the wrong train. Yeah, you on the track, but you're moving in the wrong train. Here's a $1 billion question. What did he finish? Yeah, we understand that you need to start, but you got to ask yourself, well, what did he finish? We got to get to that version of you. So if you're going to be frustrated about anything in life, it shouldn't be about somebody walking out of your life. It shouldn't be about somebody not validating you. It shouldn't be about somebody not loving you. Nah, hell no. If you're going to be frustrated about something, it should be, I'm not in alignment with what God has already finished. I ain't even started yet. That should be the only thing frustrating you right now. Not what happened yesterday, not who walked out of your life, not who didn't believe in you, not who stopped cheering for you, not who's not clapping for you. None of that's important. Your only sole focus should be, am I in alignment with what he's already completed? That's why he removes certain people out of your life. He removes certain people out of your life because it shifts, it alters the course of your life. Not because he don't want you to be happy, but because this person is hindering or delaying your purpose. They're in the way of what he's already finished. You sitting here fighting to get the person back that he already removed. Now, I'm going to just be real with you. God knew you before he ever created you. Let me qualify that. In case you're struggling with that, let me qualify it. Look at it from a business perspective. Anyone that's ever been an entrepreneur, you know this if you don't know anything else. Everything gets created twice. It gets created first in your mind. Then you go out and you build the business. You don't go out and build the business before you build it in your mind. You build the business in your mind, then you go build the business. Because once you go build the business, now you know what the business needs. You know you need a certain building. You know you need certain appliances. You know you need a certain amount of employees. You know you need certain equipment. You know you need a bank account. You know you need the business license. You know you need certain things. But you don't go get those things before you build it in your mind first. Think about what I'm saying. If anybody in here that's entrepreneurial, you know that if you don't know anything else about what I'm saying to you. Okay, so phrase that thought. That's how God moves. He built you in his mind first. That's why he knew what race you would need to be. He knew what ethnicity you would need to be. He knew what height you would need to be. He knew what shape you would need to be. He knew where he would need to sit you. He knew all of these things that you might not know right now. He had to build you first in his mind, beloved. So before he ever created you, he already knew you because he already knew what you would be able to do. Just like the business. When you build the business, you already know what the business is going to do because you built it in your mind first. And then you place certain expectations on that business because you know what you poured into it. Okay, that's how he's looking at you. I didn't build you just for that relationship. I didn't build you just for that circle of friends. I didn't build you so that you can get likes and shares on social media. I built you for a specific purpose. My question to you is do you know that purpose? Because if you don't, chasing people is not going to help you discover your purpose. It might delay your purpose, if anything, but it's not going to help you discover it. Because everything that person needs is what your purpose needs. So all that energy, all that attention, all that effort, all that love is what your purpose needs, but the person needs it too. Because once you get in alignment with your purpose, you're going to have a million people. The only person that knows you, I'm going to say this right now with my whole spirit. The only person that knows you is God, no one else. We can all pretend like we know you. But when we say we know you, what we really know is we might know certain behaviors, we might know certain patterns, we might know the certain attitudes you have, we might know your personality, right? We know certain surface level things. The one that created you is the one that knows you. Your significant other does not know you. God knows you. So it's important for us to understand that all your little friends don't know you. God knows you. But the energy and the attention and the focus and the time that we give to all of these external things, which keeps us out of alignment with our purpose. The only thing I want you to find, beloved, is your purpose. God knew you before he ever created you. Who knows you that deeply? Tell me one person in your life right now that knows you that deeply. Knew you before you was ever created. And then also knew what you would need to be, where you would need to be, where you would need to be placed, all these other things so that you can become what you are ultimately supposed to become. That's what's important. We ain't talking about church. This ain't got nothing to do with religion. No, I'm not a preacher. This has nothing to do with religion. We're talking about purpose here. We're talking about destiny here. This is why so many people are frustrated. Because a life built on the wrong foundation will always demand a rebuild. A life built on the wrong foundation will always demand a rebuild. Yes, some of you guys may have built a mansion, but you built it on sand. Hey, you built it, but it's built on sand. It's not built on something solid. This is why the majority of us walk around, you don't feel fulfilled. You don't really feel happy. Yeah, you got stuff in your life, but you don't really feel happy. You don't feel sustained. Hey, you got people around you, but you don't really feel fulfilled. This is why. Discipline is the architecture of destiny. Nothing great is built emotionally. Nothing lasting is built conveniently. And nothing divine is built accidentally. I appreciate that, beloved. Thank you. Discipline is the womb of greatness. Discipline is the birthplace of potential. Discipline is the manifestation of character. You cannot rebuild your life if you refuse to rebuild your habits. I said you cannot rebuild your life if you refuse to rebuild your habits. Poppy Chulo, what's up, family? Do me a favor real quick, you guys, share live to your stories. Do me a favor real quick and share the live to your stories or repost the live if you could. Poppy Chulo, so good to see you, family. Good to see you as well. Good to see you as well. One more time. I'm not asking you to change your life right now. I'm not asking you to change anything. I'm just hitting you with universal truth. What you do with this truth is up to you. What you do with this truth will determine who you become. You cannot rebuild your life if you refuse to rebuild your habits. You cannot rebuild your future if you refuse to rebuild your mind. You cannot rebuild your future if you refuse to rebuild your mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what repentance and awareness means. It means take on a new mind, take on a new attitude, take on new beliefs, take on new friends if that's what you need to do. But I got to change my mind. I got to change my habits. I can't keep stacking new habits on top of bad ones and expecting to become the most powerful version of myself. Because that means you got one foot in the door of who you're becoming and one foot in the door of who you used to be. You don't think God sees all that? Healing is not about what you add to your life. Healing is about what you release. You need to add anything. You need to release some things. Yesterday's version of you need to release. Your programming and conditioning, you need to release. Your ego, you need to release. You don't need to hang on to anything. You are infinite. You don't need to hang on to anything. Things should be trying to hang on to you. I don't need to hold on to nothing. That's how powerful I become. I hold on to nothing. Things are holding on to me. I'm not holding on to yesterday trying to hold on to me. I'm not holding on to the future. I'm not holding on to people. I'm not holding on to some mistake. I'm not holding on to some past failure. I'm not holding on to my pain. I'm not holding on to my ego. I'm not holding on to nothing. I'm holding on to God. That's it. My hand's so full of him, I can't hold on to nothing else. What are you holding right now? Some of you guys are holding on to some things that you need to release. You need to release yesterday because yesterday has already released you. You need to release your pain because your pain has already released you. The experience is gone. You still hold on to it. You need to release your programming and conditioning. It's not holding on to you. I tell you guys this all the time. The present moment is not bothering you. Nothing in this moment is hurting you right now. What's hurting you is what you add to the moment. You adding thoughts to the moment about the past. That's what's hurting you. You adding your ego to the past. To the present. That's what's hurting you. You're adding your programming and conditioning to the present. That's what's hurting you. You're adding who walked out of your life and over and over and over again to the present moment. That's what's hurting you. We're not in pain because of the present moment. We're in pain because of what we add to it. Your life right now, in this moment, there's nothing wrong with it. I said, this moment is a blank canvas. This moment right now is perfect. Watch this right here. This moment is a blank canvas. It's perfect. It's not bothering you. Let me tell you what we do. You're going to take some thought about what you don't have. You're going to add it to the moment. There go your pain. You're going to take some experience about who walked out of your life. You're going to add it to this moment through thought. There go your pain. You're going to take, I don't have this. You're going to add that to the moment. There goes your pain. It's what you add to the moment that's hurting you. It's not the present moment. It's what we add to it. We can't get to the next level because we're too busy adding things from the previous level. This moment right now is perfect. Anything that you add to it is what's creating the pain. So this person is missing from your life. I don't have this. I don't have enough of that. I should be further ahead. This person stopped loving me. I don't have this. We start adding things